I received a very interesting question today. It's one that I receive in different forms, but this one today was quite interesting. Basically, the guy had said, he's like, Jim Cramer despises selling puts. Why do you enjoy selling puts so much? Well, for one, selling puts offers the highest probability of any strategy. There's no strategy in the world of investing compares to selling puts. I can sell puts with a 90 to 95% probability of success, and I can do that over and over and over, and end up bringing 2, 3, 4% a month by doing that, which is incredible. Not only that, but I have to ask if Jim Cramer is familiar with covered calls, because if he is familiar with covered calls and he's all for covered calls, then why wouldn't he be for selling puts? Because there's this thing in the options world known as synthetics, and the risk of a covered call is the exact same as selling a put. So I would have to ask him as to why he thought selling puts is such a bad idea when covered calls are typically encouraged, particularly amongst the Vanguards, the Fidelities. Everyone encourages using covered calls, particularly in retirement accounts. So I'm not sure as to why selling puts would be a deterrent.
Could it be because he's assuming that you would be selling puts on margin instead of a cash covered put?
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say, is that if you're selling a cash secured put, that's essentially the same as a covered call. This is when people get in trouble, and this is what I tell people all the time, and it's very important, because let's say you had a stock that was trading for $20. You sold a put that was margin, that was leveraged, and typically that's going to be 20% of the price. So 100 shares of stock at $20, it's $2,000, 20% of that's $400. So what happens is people use that, so let's say they only had $2,000 to spend. Well, instead of just taking that $400, they're going to buy it that many more times. They're going to leverage all the way up to, so that instead of selling that one put, and spending $400, they might sell 5 puts. And what that does is you're over leveraged. So if that trade goes against you, you're in a world of hurt. However, we don't condone or encourage people to do that. We encourage people to sell puts, for one, to get into a price that they want to. The other is to basically, in a cash secured way, or using a cash secured put, to enhance their income on a regular basis. Now, in several of our services, I do sell puts that's leveraged, but I also tell people that they need to have capital on hand just in case. But yeah, I'm not quite sure why anyone would say anything bad about selling puts as a strategy, unless they had that little addendum at the end. Because if they didn't have that, then it makes no sense whatsoever. Because again, selling a put is the same thing as a covered call. It's the synthetic of a covered call. It has the same risk as a covered call.